Now that you've learned about negotiation in the earlier parts, you already have a solid foundation. In Part 1, we covered the general introduction, what negotiation is and why it's so important in business. In Part 2, we went deeper into the scope and strategy, different approaches, how to prepare, and tactics you can use to get better outcomes. Building on that, in this part, we're going to explore the different types of negotiations you're likely to encounter. Understanding these types will help you decide how to approach each situation and negotiate smarter, so you can get the results you want. The first type of negotiation is distributive negotiation. This is also commonly called a win-lose negotiation. In this type, the purchaser is focused on getting the best deal, and the supplier may lose out in order to win the business. Think of it like a zero-sum game. The more you gain, the more the other side gives up. Some common examples for this type of negotiation can be seen in construction projects. Imagine an organization awarding a contract to a construction company. The company submits a higher price, but since they don't have other jobs at the moment, they agree to accept a lower margin to secure the contract and build their reputation. However, unforeseen issues like delays, supply problems, or extra work might cause them to lose money on the project. The organization, as their standard process, further negotiates to reduce costs, while the construction company takes the risk to deliver successfully. This highlights the downside of win-lose negotiations. One party gains more, but the other may face losses. A better approach would be for the organization to discuss realistic terms up front and for both sides to agree on contingencies, so the risks are shared more fairly. Now that we've looked at distributive negotiation, let's move to the next type, which is integrative negotiation. This is often referred to as a win-win approach. This type focuses on creating value for both sides, rather than simply claiming it. Some common examples would be negotiating a long-term supply contract or bundling multiple services. Let's say you are securing a contract for office stationery for the next year. Instead of arguing only about the price, you could explore volume discounts, faster delivery schedules, or bundled items like printer ink or maintenance services. By identifying what both parties really want, you can structure a deal where the supplier gets guaranteed business for the year and you get better pricing and convenience. A tip here is to ask questions to uncover the other party's interests. Sometimes, giving flexibility in delivery dates or payment terms can create a win for both parties without additional cost to you. Beyond one-on-one negotiations, there are situations where more than two parties are involved. This brings us to the next type, which is multi-party negotiation. This negotiation involves more than two parties, often with different priorities, which makes it more complex. Coordination and clear communication are critical. A common example would be negotiating a procurement project that involves 3 suppliers and your internal finance team. Each supplier may offer different terms, and finance may have a strict budget or compliance requirements. If you don't manage the discussion well, it can become confusing and the decision-making slows down. A practical way to handle this is to prepare a detailed agenda, identify the key decision-makers, and clarify each party's priorities in advance. For example, you could create a shared document showing quotes, delivery timelines, and constraints, so everyone has the same information. This helps keep the discussion focused and ensures the final agreement meets all needs. Closely related to multi-party negotiation is team negotiation. In this type, each side is represented by a group rather than an individual. Each team member may handle a different part of the discussion, such as pricing, terms, or delivery, but strong coordination across the team is essential. Some common examples include your procurement team negotiating a contract with a vendor's sales team, or a project team negotiating terms with multiple suppliers. For instance, one person may focus on pricing, another on delivery terms, and someone else on service guarantees. If team members speak independently without coordination, it can weaken your position. A good practice is to assign roles, rehearse the discussion points, and present a unified front. This not only strengthens your bargaining power, but also makes your team look professional and organized. Another type that has become very common, especially in recent years, is online or e-negotiation, where discussions happen through email or digital platforms. Because you cannot read body language or tone, clarity and documentation are essential. Some examples would be negotiating a software subscription with an overseas vendor or agreeing on digital service contracts. Imagine you need to renew a cloud software subscription and the vendor is overseas. You negotiate via email to clarify pricing, features, and payment terms. Miscommunication could easily happen, so it's important to document everything, be concise, and summarize each agreement in writing. For complex points, a video call can save time, prevent misunderstandings, and build rapport even at a distance. Finally, let's talk about principled negotiation, which focuses on interest rather than fixed positions and is often used to build long-term relationships. This interest-based negotiation focuses on the interests of both parties rather than sticking to rigid positions. Some examples include agreeing on a service-level agreement with a logistics provider or negotiating performance metrics with a supplier. For instance, instead of insisting on a strict delivery deadline, you discuss what each party truly needs. Perhaps timely delivery within a few hours is acceptable, or cost efficiency matters more than speed. By exploring underlying interests, you can propose options that satisfy both sides. The goal is fairness and building a long-term relationship. This approach not only resolves the immediate issue, but also strengthens trust for future negotiations. Now, let's quickly summarize everything we've discussed. Understanding these types of negotiations gives you a framework to approach any situation effectively. Most real-world negotiations are actually a mix of these types, so staying flexible and adapting to the situation is key. To keep it simple, here's a quick takeaway. Use distributive negotiation for single transactions where value claiming is important. Use integrative negotiation when collaboration can create additional value. Multi-party and team negotiations need preparation, clear roles, and coordination. Online negotiation requires clarity, documentation, and sometimes video calls. Principled negotiation focuses on fairness and long-term relationships. By recognizing these types and knowing when to use each, you're already on your way to becoming a smarter negotiator. That wraps up part 3 on the types of negotiations. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Buying Better. Negotiation is a massive topic, and we've just scratched the surface here. If you want me to make a dedicated video on each type of negotiation with deeper examples and strategies, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and what you'd like to see next.